What's good? Matthew Shack, Motivation Monday, live from the Situation Room. Week 3. You know, this is where we solve all our situations. And since you guys have been with me for a little bit of time, I think it's time for me to go ahead and take these kid gloves off, take these training wheels off this bicycle, and start hitting you with some hardcore thoughts. And it's time to hurt some feelings, man. It's time to get deep and really get down to some things. No more, no more baby talk, So I'm gonna start off and say something to you, and we're gonna see how you feel about it after I say it. You are not as successful as you should be. Let that sink in. Now, you probably saying, the heck he talking about, man? Who's he to be telling me that I'm not? Okay. That might be your cue to understand that maybe what I said hit a nerve. You know what I'm saying? Nerves exposed like a toothache. You don't care till it starts hurting, And I'm going to tell you this. The reason why you're not as successful as you should be, it's your fault. Hurt? Feel anything? Okay, now if you don't feel nothing, you can just go ahead and cut me off. You know what I'm saying? If you can look at your life and be honest, because this is all about honesty. I'm not sitting next to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at you. It just looks like I'm looking at you. Did that touch a nerve? Because it touched a nerve with me, and I said it. Touched a nerve with me, because I know I'm not as successful as I could be, and it's my fault. But here's the thing. I know why. When I spent my young adulthood and youth, man, all I wanted to do was have fun. Man, I had, college and just parties and just females and traveling from here to there. And man, me and my boys, my crew, man, we just had fun, man. Everything we did was fun. We were known for fun. We were known to be the popular ones to go out and have a good time. And somehow, some way I squeezed graduating from college in there. And if that didn't happen, I wouldn't know where I would be. But I should have got my PhD. I should have went and got more education. But I was like, nah, that's good enough. But one thing that I did have was self-belief. And that is what a lot of us lose as we get older. I use myself as an example because I like using me as an example to show that these are serious situations. And I don't care that I'm bringing myself up, so I'm going to bring myself up. When I graduated from college, I went and tried to get a job at one of the most prestigious law firms in the San Francisco Bay Area. I had just graduated a week before with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And I'm like, man, I'm going to go ahead and get a job at this law firm. I'm about to smash on these people. They don't even understand who I am. Because I was Matthew Shack, man, and I was young. So, couldn't tell me nothing. So I walked into the office, and I was clean. I was clean. Looked right, looked the part. At least I thought I did. Walked up. Lady at the front desk was looking at me like this. How can I help you? Yeah, how you doing, ma'am? I'd like to apply for a job. And as I was applying for the job, I gave her my resume. Boom. Without even looking at it, she said, you have to have a college degree to work here. And I said, I have a college degree. It's right there on the bottom of my resume. She was like, well, we don't have any applications right now. Now, what was funny about that is that when I was walking up, she had her right-hand drawer open and had what looked like to be some applications. We know what applications look like, okay? So I said, well, it looks like you have some applications right there in your right-hand drawer. So she was like, okay, gave me application. Application with no pen, nothing. Can I have a pen? You know where this is going. But I had that self-belief, so it didn't matter. So I filled out the application, gave it back to her, wheeled around and walked out. Now, I don't know what happened, but I know I didn't get the job. I know that much. And I would be willing to believe that she put my application in what is commonly known as the round file underneath her desk, aka the garbage can. But my self-belief was so high, I didn't give a damn about her, what she was talking about, what her beliefs could have been about me or whatever. I didn't care. But as you get older, you start rationalizing. Oh, well, man, I'm a little too old to be, trying to do this. I'm happy with what I got, and, with my job, I've been here a long time. You've been in the job a long time. How come you ain't up in management? How come you ain't getting raised up? How come you're not moving up? But then somebody else come in, younger than you, comes in smashing on you. Next thing you know, they're your boss and you're upset. You're driving a Honda Civic. You could be driving a Honda Accord. You're living in a 3-bedroom house when you could be living in a 4-bedroom house. You know what I'm saying? Your kids is going to public school when you want them to go to private school. Simple stuff like that. So you got to understand that's your fault. All that's your fault. And you're probably saying, well, how come it's my fault? Because this person did this, or I couldn't control this, or whatever the situation may be. Look, I'll tell you this way. Because it's just like tennis, man. They serve the ball, they hit the ball first, the ball's coming at you. Then you get to decide where the ball goes after that. When you get to, hit it back. You got all these choices, man. You got to be like a Swiss Army knife up in this piece. You got to be like, okay, I can hit this way, that way. I could do this. I can, lightly tap it over the net. I could do all kinds of stuff. I can try to hit it strong. I could backhand, whatever the case may be. That means you're in charge. So look back and look at your youth and see and say, hey, man, I had a lot more drive and determination when I was younger. But you're not dead, man. And another thing that is a problem is that you have a sense of entitlement. You feel entitled just because you woke up in the morning, or just because you went to school, or just because you did this and that. That you're entitled to whatever it is you want, and then you're angry because you don't have it. That's the thing that makes me the angriest about all this talk about what Barack Obama's not doing for us. That's the most ridiculous thing. I would never have no one man who I've never met give him that much power to say that the reason why I don't have what I'm supposed to have is because he didn't decide to change some things. Unless you are under 6 years old, anything that man has done shouldn't apply to any of your problems. You had them problems before he was in office. Be honest. It's not about politics. It's just about honesty. If you 7 and older, it's your fault. Okay? Unless you are walking on water, because that's my religion, and I'm not here to preach to anybody, but that's like the only man in my mind that has that kind of power. Everything that goes on is my fault. My sense of entitlement comes from me. My self-belief comes from me. And you have to find a way to bring that back. You have to get that back, man. You got to do whatever it is that it takes to get your self-belief back to that point where you're going to do things that you don't want to do to get where you want to get to. Because you wake up every morning, man, you're not entitled to nothing. The world don't owe you a damn thing. Okay? And there's people who don't get to wake up every morning. Don't get to wake up in the morning no more. So you need to be counting your blessings or whatever it is you do and be able to understand that you are one of the few people who get to wake up tomorrow, the next day. And what are you going to do that day you're awake? I'm going to do everything I can. I've decided, it's like, man, I've wasted a lot of time, but guess what? As long as I'm allowed to wake up every morning and get back out here and put my fists up, I'm grinding for mine. I'm getting my money. I'm getting everything I want. And that's it. That's all. And I feel sorry for whoever gets in my way. And I'm not saying that to act like I'm an incredible Hulk. But that self-belief needs to be as big as that. As long as you in your lane and I'm in my lane, don't matter. But don't get in my lane, because I'm driving a Mack truck and I'm not stopping. So that's what needs to happen. Stop feeling entitled, like the world owe you something. Get up off your behind, go out there and get it.